Hey guys, I'm back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you have had an awesome and amazing week. I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Let me know where you are tuning in from today in the chat. I right now am in one of my favorite places on earth, which is Bali, Indonesia. I've been telling you all about this trip. I'm finally here. I can't even tell you, I can't even describe how happy this place makes me, honestly. Like, there's just certain places in the world um, that you're in, and it just brings you so much joy and happiness. And this is definitely one of those places. So I'm happy to be here. I'm going to share a couple of quick announcements. Oops, if I can get to my calendar here with you guys. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I make sure I give you the right date. Yes, I can. Okay. All right. So again, welcome. For those who are trying to join here, it's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Hope you're doing great. For those of you, I know some of you had mentioned you wanted to follow along behind the scenes here in Bali. So at Dr. Nekeshia Hammond is my Instagram page. I am trying to share as much as possible on my stories here. Joining you in Michigan. Welcome. So be sure to follow along. Also, so there's a lot happening in Bali. So one of the things that's happening is that I am filming my first documentary. Super excited about that. It's all about mental wellness, different parts of Bali I want to show, and a couple other different things. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but I'll definitely share that with you all when all of that is put together. But in the meantime, just some of the behind the scenes moments I'm definitely capturing on the IG stories. So be sure to tune in to that. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. And the other thing is, well, I'm also speaking, which I'm super excited about, to an amazing group of individuals this Friday for Marriott for a corporate wellness event. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm here with my awesome family, and we're gonna just try to spend some quality time as well. So definitely juggling different things. I've never quite done that before. I do love the idea of work and play, but it's a big juggle here. But I'm super excited. I'm super grateful to be here. So that's what I'm doing out here. Again, I'm in Bali, Indonesia. Super excited. Actually, Jimbaran Beach area, which my family and I really, really love so much. I'm so excited to be here. Let me give you a couple quick announcements, and then I want to start Mental Health Moment. So I also want to remind you all, if you are new to Mental Health Moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. So a couple quick things on, you know what? We'll update on the website soon. But on Saturday, August 23rd, I will be speaking in the Tampa area at an event. It's called the Mind Masters Workshop. It's an event for youth 6th through 8th graders, but also there's information for parents as well about emotional wellness for youth, and also how to parent to keep our kids emotionally healthy. On Saturday, August 23rd in Tampa. And drnekeshiahammond.com/events is where you can go to get all the updated information. We'll definitely have that on there soon. But at the same time, actually, you know what? Let me hold on one moment. I'm going to see. I probably can get it for you right now. Let's see. Hold on. I really, 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 really want to see if I can get that information for you. Okay, you know what? I do have it. Okay, so you can actually register for that at jacksoninaction83.org. So jacksoninaction83.org is where you can go to register for that. And okay, the other thing I wanted to mention, October 24th. Okay. my calendar is different because I'm ahead about 12 hours from you all. So I'm trying to tell you all dates, but it's a little different on there, looking different. So nonetheless, Friday, October 24th is when I'll be having my growth, mindset, and self-care summit. I'm super excited this year to do it in person. It'll be in Atlanta. You can go to mindsettrainingsummit.com, mindsettrainingsummit.com. to register. It is an all-day event. I will be there. I'll be hosting, and I'll have some other amazing speakers that'll be there as well. And it also will be a good self-care experience as well. So we're going to blend it all, right? We're going to have some fun, have some relaxation, and learn the tools that we need to move forward in our lives and to be better leaders and to be better individuals. So drnekeshiahammond.com/events, again, has all the information to register for that, as well as mindsettrainingsummit.com is where you can go directly to register for the event. But make sure to register soon because the early bird tickets end, I believe it's August 31st. And then the price goes up. So make sure to get the early bird tickets. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Okay, so those are all my announcements that I have for you today. And again, if you're just now joining, I am in Bali, Indonesia. Super excited to be here. I absolutely love and adore this place and the people and the culture and the food. Like, it's just a phenomenal place. Instagram, Dr. Nekeshia Hammond is where you can follow in the stories if you want to follow along on the journey of filming this documentary and doing all the things that I'm doing here and having some fun. But on today's mental health moment, I wanted to really remind you of something that I think is important. So for those of you who are new to mental health moment, a lot of times I talk about what I call holistic self-care. I've written books on it. This is something I preach. This is something I live by. And that is really the notion of making sure that you are taking care of yourself, not just physically, which is important, but also emotionally and mentally and spiritually, right? There's so many aspects of ourselves. So I want to share with you today one of the ways that you can do this, because I know that we're all busy. I get it. And frankly, even the journey, let me just share with you all briefly, like the journey to get here was a very interesting experience because, and it reminded me of life, right? There's so many things that just happen. There's so many twists and turns. Like literally the journey to even get here to Bali there were so many things that just pop up, which happens in travel, which happens in life, right? So first of all, you all, let's see, last week, I remember it's hard, like the days start to blur when I'm out here. But last week, I didn't even realize that, well, a week and a half ago, I was talking to my grandmother on the phone, like just randomly talking to her. I was talking about the trip, we're getting excited, getting ready to leave. And so she was like, oh, how long, is the flight? And, we're talking about that sort of thing. I was like, oh, I can't remember one of them, if it was 12 or 14 hours or 15, because there was a couple flights. And so I checked my cell phone. I'm on the phone with her. I'm checking the app, the airline app, and checking to see just how long, to see how long the flight is to tell her. And I look in there and it shows like alert on the passport. And it showed that my son's passport, so certain countries, you have to be within 6 months of the passport expiring to go. So even though it wasn't an expired passport or wasn't within the 6-month window, if that makes sense, it was a shorter amount of time and you have to be 6 months or more of the expiration before you can go. So I literally saw that alert because I logged into the airline and I remember being on the phone with her. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, what is it? And I was like, I was telling her my son's passport. I'm like, wait, it's saying, wait, we're not. And I'm starting to do the math and I'm like, oh my goodness, mind you, this is the Sunday. We're supposed to be traveling on the following Saturday. So this is like less than a week. Passports take months to get or weeks to get for the expedited. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So anyhow, I went into a slight panic mode because I'm like, okay, we're trying to do the thing. We have different things happening in the rest of the summer. So then obviously, because I'm here like, right, the spoiler alert at the end of the story, but I started going on ChatGPT literally. And I spent like, I think an hour and a half on there, just researching like, what can I do? How can I get this expedited? There's all these different ways to do it. Then it was like, okay, so we live in the Tampa Bay area. Miami, Florida is about 4-ish hours from us. And it was saying, if you go to that particular passport office, you can get a same-day passport. But you have to have an appointment. And it's really hard to get an appointment. So it's a real time. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining here. So nonetheless, I get the appointment by the grace of God, because they had one appointment left, you all. They had one. I had to wait till Monday. Remember, this is Saturday I'm talking to her. I waited till Monday, hurried up. I'm calling. I'm telling them, frantically, I'm trying to leave on Saturday for this trip. And they were like, we have one appointment left on Thursday morning. And so of course, I took the appointment. It was 7 a.m., right? So we're like, okay. This, mind you, we didn't plan to be going to Miami in the middle of the week. It's a 4-hour, drive one way. And so nonetheless, Wednesday, we pack our bags. We're like, we got to go down there, Thursday morning, 7 a.m., actually 7:45. We were in the line, like doing all the things, got our passports, or got the passport for my son, thank God, right? It was a very last minute. They printed it the same day. It was wonderful that it worked out in that way. Excited about that. And then you all, on Friday morning, so mind you, we're flying out on Saturday. One of the legs of the flight had already been canceled. We got rebooked. Okay, no issues. Friday morning, I wake up. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a spam email. I kid you not. And I get an email from a like affiliate airline that was taking us to Bali. That's like, oh, your flight's canceled. And I'm like, wait, what? And I don't know why my brain thought that because it really was an airline. But I'm like, wait, is this like a joke? Like, is this a spam? Because we had already gone through the passport thing the day before. And so nonetheless, it was like your flight. We were connecting in South Korea, Seoul, South Korea, to Bali. It's canceled. And I'm like, what do you mean it's canceled? And they're like, go back to your original airline that you booked with and try to reschedule them. Super long story short, had to do all that. Spent the morning, Friday morning now, doing, mind you, this is the day before we're supposed to leave, doing all that, trying to get it together. They essentially were amazing. And they rebooked us on a brand new airline now, because this was the second time this flight was canceled, the connected flight to actually get into Bali. And so they rebooked us. And so then now we had a super long layover, right? It was like a 12-hour layover because of this new airline. But you know what we decided? We're like, let's just make, right? They say, there's this quote somewhere that says, when life gives you lemons, to make grape juice out of it, like literally, right? Just do something with it. So we're like, okay, let's just take the time then and leave the airport for a couple hours and just go on a tour and just see. We've never been to Seoul, South Korea before. Maybe just see the area, see a couple of different things, right? So sure enough, I share this with you because we ended up doing that. And so we obviously left on Saturday, had my son's passport and my husband and I's passport. And we, do the travel thing. We get to South Korea. And I remember at that time, it was exhausting because that was a 15-hour flight. We went from Tampa to Atlanta, then Atlanta to South Korea. That flight was 15 hours. We had already gone from Tampa to Atlanta, which was like only an hour and a half. And we were so tired and exhausted. But I was like, you know what? Let me find a way. And this is what I want to share with you on today's mental health moment. I was like, let me find a way to decompress, right? Because we already had another flight that we had to take from there. That was another 7 hours later on. So when we were out and about, we ended up stumbling upon this temple, and it was free. I mean, like open to anyone. Doesn't matter your religion, your race, or whomever. Just here it is. It's open. And so there was like this pillow, like a floor pillow that different people could take, and this beautiful, serene, calm energy temple. And I remember just sitting there and just being really grateful, right? Because there was so much that had happened, and just really taking the time to take some deep breaths in this place. Like it was just, like I said, very calming energy in there. Being grateful, thinking about how grateful I was for this experience that I was going to go on, and also being grateful to find ways, which is what I want to remind you of on today's mental health moment, to find ways, even in the hectic chaoticness of life, to take the pause, to recharge yourself, to find the places and situations where you can have, again, even if it's a minute, I talk about that all the time, but take the time to have, like, get out of the fight or flight mode, right? Because a lot of times our bodies are revved up, our minds are revved up. There's so much going on. Trust me, in this travel journey, there was definitely times when I was in the flight or fight mode. This is part 2, by the way. If you're just tuning in, you're like, what's going on? So I was just telling a story about my experience traveling here, and there was just different bumps in the road. Yes, you can. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, sorry about the whole glitch here with the Wi-Fi. But so essentially, so all that happened definitely took a minute, as I always preach to you all. And I want to remind you all today's reminder for mental health moment is that train your brain to look for the opportunities. There are many opportunities throughout your day to have the downtime, to have the pause, to have the break, to have the relaxation, because your brain and body need it, right? So now, well, it's been many years, okay, that I've been in this practice. So now I'm not saying each day, like, okay, where can I find some self-care time? Because it's like already an established habit that I have. But you may already have this habit, which is amazing. But if not, then you work on literally saying to yourself throughout the day, and look, like, you have to look at the environment for things. Like there's situations where where you have an opportunity to take the pause, right? Like, so right when we were out and about, on the ship, and we saw this beautiful temple, we're like, okay, let me just take the pause, take the minute. And hi, thanks for those who are still joining back again. Sorry about the Wi-Fi situation earlier. But I wanted to wrap up mental health moment and remind you all today to work on training your brain to find the tiny moments. We talk about micro moments of the self-care, right? Because what happened after all of that, by the way, so I had this great relaxation time. I'm like, good. Like get my mind and body back together, because there were just so many moving parts and a lot of things happening traveling that far. And then when we were heading back, so we're leaving Seoul, South Korea now to head back to the airport. So we, like I said, this was our first time there. So we end up taking this express train and trying to figure out train systems and all that sort of thing. I kid you not, we got back to the train station. Okay, maybe we got back a little late. We spent too much time trying to have fun and do sightseeing things. And when we got back to the train station, we're like, okay, we have to catch the 12:10, train, right? The express train back. And it was like sold out. And we're like, okay, that's fine. We're going to catch the next one. And it was like sold out. The next one sold out. And we're like, oh. So again, another moment of panic, right? But this is life, right? This is life, how there's just so many things, the ups and downs that happen. So even when you do take those minutes, even when you do stop, reset, and recharge, there's something else that's going to pop up, right? So I wanted to remind you of that, because that, of course, happened. We went back to the train station. We end up really hurriedly finding an alternate route and all these sorts of things. So obviously we got back in our flight, but those are the type of things that will happen, right? There's always going to be the bumps in the road. There also will be, once you do establish this habit, which is, someone said, yes, I can. Okay, good. So most people can hear me. Once you do establish these habits though, and you do get to the point, it's such a beautiful thing, you all. That's a huge hope that I have for you and your wellness journey, that you get to the point where no matter what is going on in life, I talked about this last week, a mental health moment, no matter what is going on around you, because there's always gonna be stuff happening, that internally though, you have that inner peace, that internally you say, okay, where can I find the moments, right? Some of them just pop up. Like there's beautiful places. There's just beautiful places in the world. Not even in the world. It could be in your own backyard. It doesn't matter. It could be where you live, in your house, wherever, in your office, like anywhere. Like work on training your brain to find the moments though, and don't wait, because that's the thing. If you sat there and waited, and you're like, I'm gonna wait until this, or I'm gonna wait. I don't wait. I mean, I'm very happy to be on partial vacation, as I call it, work and play. And I'm very elated and grateful for that, but I'm not waiting to the next vacation. I'm not waiting to the next celebration, or right. Like, let's not wait until the big moments to have the self-care. Let's not wait to the, the birthdays or the vacations or the whatever else, but also in your daily life, like finding those times to take the deep breaths, right? Finding those times to watch a sunrise or sunset, if that's your thing, or having your cup of tea. Y'all know I like to do that, or your prayer time, or whatever time it is. It doesn't have to take a lot of time, but making that more of a habit. Okay. And thanks for those who are still starting to join here. This is actually part 2 of mental health moment, because my internet here at the hotel went out. But that's the simple thing that I really wanted to share with you today on today's mental health moment, is to remember that you have those opportunities to do that all around you, right? It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't, like, please don't use the excuse that you don't have enough time for self-care. I used to do that though. So if you say that and you're guilty of that, be honest with yourself. I used to say that. Like, I used to think that way, like, oh, I don't have time, right? I promise you that's not true. I promise you that's not true. Especially when, again, you find that the really small, short moments, even if it's, I would say 60 seconds, right? Like, even if it's the minute or the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes out of your day, you have the time that counts to you, that matters to you, to just slow down, take some deep breaths, take a minute, right? Very, very important. So I'm going to wrap up here before this internet goes out again. Thanks for your patience today. Well, we're hanging out, having a good time, just talking about different things related to self-care, related to mental wellness, related to being a better version of ourselves. Because again, as I always share, this is not just for you. It is for you. It should be for you. And it's also for all of the people who interact with you, who are around you, your loved ones, friends, family members, coworkers, community members. Everybody else benefits too when you really work on becoming the best version of who you are. There's a lot of things we chase in life, our goals and all fill in the blank, right? We chase things. You should have different goals. But I hope that one of your goals on your list is peace of mind, because that will also really, really help you. It doesn't make your life perfect. It doesn't make all the problems go away, but when you can just go back to a calm peace of mind, you live in your thoughts every day, every second. Like you're in your thoughts. So to like work on your perspective and to have that peace of mind and to know, even if you're in a dark season, like it doesn't rain forever, you will be okay, this too shall pass, like, like the things that you're telling yourself, it's a very different experience of life. So I want you to remember that the deep breathing is so important. A gazillion research articles on that, just helping to restore your body. It doesn't even take a lot of time, but we tend to just breathe either very fast, very rapidly because there's things going on, or we hold our breath, or we do all sorts of different things. But when you really stop, like when I was telling you the story about when I was in South Korea and just being at that temple and just taking that pause and releasing all the tension in my body from the craziness of the travel experience. And like every step was like, oh, you're not going, you are going, you're not going, you are going. I'm like, what is going on here? Mind you, I have all these things planned here. I mean, divine timing, of course. But I'm saying, I'm like, I have a trip to take. I have fun that I have to have. I have this documentary I'm trying to do. I have a speaking engagement. Like all these things are popping up, and I'm like, hold up, I'm just trying to get there. So, but again, just taking that pause. And sometimes when you really take the pause and release the stress out of your body, you're like, dang, I didn't even know I was that tense, right? Sometimes that happens to us. You don't even know how physically tense your body is and mentally and emotionally tense you are until you take that pause, take the minute, right? And take the deep breaths. Like just stop and take the deep breaths. Um, that is a really amazing habit to have, and that's something that I'm grateful I got that habit a long time ago, when I used to do a lot more yoga, just to really take the pause and reset and recharge. So yes, thank you for sharing that. Awesome. Okay, again, before I get kicked off this Wi-Fi again, um, I will let you guys go. I will be back again. Don't forget Dr. Nekeshia Hammond, IG stories. If you want to check out some of the behind the scenes for the next week or so that I'm here, and just some of the sites and just the different things, just beautiful place here in Bali, then you can check it out in the stories. And until then, I'll be back. Have an amazing, amazing week, you all. Again, please, please remember in your journeys to take the time each day, like find the time, find the just small amounts of time to take that reset and recharge for you. Your mind and body will appreciate you. So until then, be blessed. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.